Do you buy vinyl?
Hi, I'm Alice Bagg, and I'm at Amoeba, and this is what's in my bag.
Turn it up, until it resonates in your soul. Turn it up, feel the change from head to toe. Turn it up.
I'm gonna do my recommendations first. This is a band that sadly broke up. This is a record from last year, but it's such a good record.
Can you please leave me alone now? I didn't sign up for this shit, wow. You're not invited tonight. Ouch, and oh no, you don't wanna crap my style.
I actually have the CD and I keep it in my car and I play it all the time. It's Alison Wolf's band with Mecca Vasey Andrews, and the whole band is just made up of people who are really amazing performers and really, they know how to groove, they know how to rock, and they fit together like a perfect puzzle. So Sex Stains.
Mecca is an Amoeba alumni. She used to work here.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I think she's focusing more on dancing now. And that's one of the things that made their live performances so exciting, was that you had Mecca and her, like, just her beautiful body movements, and, you know, juxtaposed with Alison and her sort of like just exuberance at being on stage, and they just played off each other beautifully. And you hear it on the record. You really hear how they trade off vocals. And I recommend it, especially Land of Lala. That's my favorite song on here. I brought a classic out, and this is Javier Solis. He is a Mexican singer who does boleros, which are these beautiful ballads, I guess you would call them.
Sombras nada más, acariciando mis manos. Sombras nada más, en el temblor de mi voz.
I've always loved his voice, and I don't have this one, so I'm gonna get it. I've heard a lot of these songs, and I look forward to hearing it. And if you haven't heard Javier Solis, take a listen. He's got a velvety voice, very romantic. And then I picked Shopping.
Last chance. Last chance.
I was doing a book reading in New Orleans, and Shopping was visiting. They're actually from England, but they were playing in New Orleans. And I caught their set, and it was really fun. It's not like a lot of heavy chords, it's a lot of melodies on guitars, and they create like an atmosphere. Everybody in the audience was just jumping all over the place, and that's how the music sounds like. Makes you want to dance.
It's all good now. Falling, fading. Remember when you told me we own everything?
When I pick music, I usually think like, what do I want to listen to when I'm making breakfast? You know, it's completely different from what I want to listen to when I'm getting dressed to go out. So this is when you're on your way to a concert, you want to listen to this and this. And when you're making cocktails for you and your honey, you want to listen to this. Actually, the first thing that I found was a book.
I was born recovering. I'm surprised my first spoken sentence wasn't, "Hi, my name is Patti and I'm already an alcoholic."
I wasn't like a fan of Hole. I didn't follow them. I didn't really know very much about Patti Schemel. I met her at Girls Rock Camp, and she was just really nice and such a welcoming person that I really wanted to know more about her. So I bought the book, I read it, and I just want to recommend it.
My social life really opened up when I started playing music. That was the common thread for all my relationships. If you liked the Ramones, you could come over to my house, and I could play you all the songs on the first record. That's how my first band, the Milkbones, came to be.
I love this book also. It's Patti Smith's writing is just flawless. It's prose, and it's beautiful to read. I just feel like women don't tell their stories often enough.
I worked long hours at Brentano's and skipped lunches. I befriended another employee
named Frances Findlay. Discerning my plight, she would leave me Tupperware containers of homemade soup on the table of the employees' cloakroom. This small gesture fortified me and sealed a lasting friendship.
I was trying to find another book to give you three, and I was looking for Michelle Gonzales's Spitboy Rule, but you are all sold out. So please get more, because that one is also very good. And it's also, she's a Xicana, I feel like we need to hear her voice too, to be more, to get a more rounded view. But also, I deliberately go out of my way to find the woman's narrative, especially in rock, because it tends to be left out. So those are two strong recommendations. You're gonna hate me, but I do a lot of like Spotify and Pandora and just have playlists, and because it's easy. But I found that I listen to a lot of Soviets, and I don't have a single one of their CDs or records. So I got some Soviets. I feel like they have like real punk pop energy. I like the way they do it. I got Garbage. I'm having a girl crush on Shirley right now because I met her at a party and I was really nervous to talk to her. So consequently I said hello, and then I went to the other corner of the room and I didn't want to bother her. And as I was leaving, she came up and she was super nice and said what a pleasure it was to meet me, and she was familiar with my work, and I was like, of course, starstruck. The person that invited us to the party also is a video producer, so he was making a video for me. It's a music video for a song called 77, and I was lucky enough to have Allison Wolf and Kathleen Hanna sing some of the verses of the song. It's a song about how women make 77 cents on the dollar compared to men. So it's about changing that and fighting for equal pay.
It's time for change. I'm gonna yell, I'm gonna march, I'll test my village.
We did a little spoof of 9 to 5, and it was the day before we were gonna shoot. I think it was like 9 at night, and I wrote to the director / producer and I said, do you think Shirley would do a guest spot as the nosy kiss ass that looks over the women's work and just reports back to the boss? I knew it was a total shot in the dark, right? And he wrote back that night and he said, she said yes. And she showed up the next day. We didn't even have wardrobe for her. She came dressed, and she might have like accented from the rack, but she was ready to go, and she was flawless. She was so perfect. She was scary walking around looking over people, and yeah, it was so good. I got Chicano Batman. I haven't heard this record. Recently, I put together a benefit for the victims of the earthquake in Mexico City and the survivors of the hurricane in Puerto Rico. And I asked Chicano Batman to play. I asked a bunch of my friends to play. It was a really wonderful show. But Chicano Batman was on tour and they couldn't make it. But they were super supportive and they made a huge donation. And they were like, just like, tell us how else we can help. So even though they were, somewhere else, I just felt the love. I felt like there was solidarity there, even though they couldn't perform. So I'm looking forward to hearing this. And then another person that really came through at the last minute for that show was Terry Suarez, Terry Genderbender from the Butcherettes. And I didn't find any of the Butcherettes. Dang! But she also does a little cameo on one of my songs that's coming out of my next record, so I'm excited. And then I got The Gossip. A lot of my CDs are, the CD is naked over here and then the CD box is wandering around somewhere in my garage or in my car. So I just thought I'd get this and
Thank you so
supplement my
much.
collection. Thank you.
I'm so happy you were able to come down and talk with us.
Oh, thank you.